Hine Manu, ya la la, ya la 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 la. Hine Matov, Hine Matov, ya la la, ya la 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 la. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Decent. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Even better, even better. Rabbi Rachel here. On the bima with me is Dr. Artie Gummer on guitar and vocals for us this Shabbat to really raise our spirit in song. We have Jacob's tutor and our gabbai, Miss Joanne, up here as well. And, of course, becoming a bar mitzvah this afternoon. Who are you? Just kidding, Jacob. Okay, so we have Jacob up here with us as well. So, friends, throughout our service, if you'll reach under your chair, hopefully there is a black siddur, a black prayer book. If there happens to not be one under your chair, there's probably one under the chair next to you. Okay, so you might have to look around. Sometimes they get doubled up a little bit. But this is what we'll be praying from today. And I promise you it's a lot easier to pray from the prayer book if you actually have it and open it rather than just sit there with your hands in the lap. And this is a highly participatory service, which means we want you to participate. There are lots of opportunities to participate in prayer, whether or not this is your first time in a synagogue or you're a regular and you know what you're doing. Either way, we are excited for you to pray with us. We think God hears snaps and claps and lilais too. Every page that has Hebrew on it has a little bit of what's called the transliteration. That means it's the English letters of the Hebrew words and the translation to help you follow along with us. And there will be moments when we say that it is a responsive prayer. That means somebody else is leading and then you respond and you join in. And the energy that you guys bring, it hits Jacob. Jacob mirrors it back to you. And that gives us a really nice energy throughout our service. If everybody could take a second, I'd love for you to take your phone out actually and make sure that it is on silent, alarms are turned off, Apple Watches are in do not disturb, all of those things. We ask that you not take pictures during the service either. It is being live streamed and you can go back HD, take screenshots of the live stream, okay? So I promise it is being captured for everybody. If you need to step out of the sanctuary at any point, you can do so through the doors you probably came in. We also have 2 doors there, 2 doors behind you. There's an exit behind us as well. And I see we already have some folks who have found our Shalom Sanctuary. Thank you for modeling, yes. So if anybody needs a little bit of a sensory break or kids need to get extra wiggles and giggles out, that's a great space to head into to take that break and still be able to hear our service. If you would, I would love it if you would turn to somebody that you did not drive here with. Introduce yourself, say a little Shabbat Shalom, and then we'll join back together on page 3.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. You're going to do great.
I hope so.
Understand great things about you, okay?
Okay.
Speak loud.
I know.
When you do it, though, really loud, okay?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Artie. Bring us back in.
הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, יאללה לילה לה, יאללה לה לה לה. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, יאללה לילה לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
Friends, our service continues on page 4. If Lori Pelletier and Aileen, Aileen, I got it right the first time. Aileen Spiegelman, if y'all will come on forward for our presentation of the Talit. So friends who may be less familiar, this is a ritual garment that prior to becoming an adult in the Jewish community, you cannot, you have your own, or you can use this one, either way. Prior to becoming an adult, come closer. In the Jewish community, you cannot wear it. And once you become that adult, it is a sign of publicly telling everybody, I have entered Jewish adulthood. So, they have some words for you. You stay here.
Oh, sorry. I hope I don't cry. As this tallis is draped around your shoulders, as this tallis is draped around your shoulders, may the voices of the generation speak to you. May you know that there is a people, a rich heritage to which you belong, a sacred place from which you are connected to all who dwell on earth.
As you are embraced in the folds of this tallis, so too are you wrapped in the loving embrace of your family, community, and this holy congregation. May the simplest of garments always be for you a symbol of God's abiding and sheltering presence.
As you recite the blessings and wrap yourself in this tallis, we proudly watch and celebrate with you as you accept your place in the chain of our tradition.
Okay, so Jacob, head to the microphone and do your Talit blessing.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kisham v'mitzvotav v'tzivan ha'itev bad zitzit.
Come take the other side.
Amen.
Okay, and we'll wrap him in it. We'll get it nice and pretty. And you guys stay up here with me for just a second because we're going to join together in the second prayer on that page, Shechianu, which thanks God for reaching this season and this important day together. So we'll join together, Shechianu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
Friends, our service continues on page 5 as Jacob will share with us these words, this prayer of becoming bar mitzvah.
God, be with me on this occasion as I become bar mitzvah. Help me make meaningful the covenant you now establish with me. Sustain me with a sense of holiness. Inspire in me a desire to be special. I do not ask that I make my life easy, resolve my problems, or map out the directions of my life. Ask only that you strengthen within me the desire to mold and shape my life in accordance with your will. In this hour of my bar mitzvah, I invoke your blessing upon my parents and friends, all who have loved and cared for me, all who have brought me to this time of gladness. Give them joy and fulfillment, my growth and my achievement. You who turn the hearts of children to their parents, the hearts of parents to their children.
Beautiful. Friends, our next prayer is on page 6. This is a prayer for the congregation. And Jacob, one of the key components of this prayer is about the congregation, about the synagogue being a space that welcomes people. And something that I really loved about having you in 6th grade last year was that I could always count on you to be that welcoming guy. That if there was somebody new coming in or I needed somebody to say hello, I could say, hey, Jacob, can you run over there? Can you go say hey? And that, exactly. And you would do just that. You'd be like, sure, Rabbi Rachel. And off you would go. And that's what we need in our congregation to really be that synagogue that is wide enough for all who hunger for love. So if you would, friends, this is the part where we join in on the italics, please.
May the door of the synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are longing for fellowship.
May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, thanks to express, hopes to nurture.
May the door of the synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride.
May its threshold be no stumbling block to young or straying feet.
May it be too high to admit indifference, selfishness, and harshness.
May this synagogue be for all who enter the doorway to a richer and more meaningful life. We turn to page 15. We rise for our Baruch Hu.
Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamivorach. Baruch Adonai Hamivorach. Hamivorach Leolam Vaed. Hamivorach. Hamivorach Leolam Vaed.
We turn to page 17. And Jacob, this prayer, Ma'ariv Aravim, it causes us to pay attention to what we say are like liminal moments in life. It's almost like that moment when you hit the hockey puck towards the goal and you don't know if it's going to go in. Okay, that's like that liminal moment. And we see it when the sun rises and when the sun sets, that there's kind of that time frame where you're wondering, is it still light? Is it about to be dark? And this is one of those prayers that helps us to transition. And what's going on in your life right now is a transition too, from a child to a young man in the Jewish community. Now, your parents aren't about to say you're an adult for real in American society and all that stuff. It's probably for the best, But in the eyes of the Jewish people, until you do your Aliyah LaTorah, until you read from the Torah in just a little bit, we are right in that liminal space. And so that's what this prayer really represents for us this Shabbat. All right, if you will lead us, we will pray along with you.
Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bivaro ma'ariv arvim b'chochma poteach she'arim u'v'vuna meshane etim u'maklit et hazmanayim u'msader et kohavim b'mishem rotem barakir kirsonel b'rei yom v'layla golel or mitnei koshech v'koshech mitnei or u'mevir yom u'mevi layla u'mevdil bein yom u'mevi layla Adonai tzvaot shmo El Chai V'Kayam Tamid Imo Chalil Leolam Vaed Baruch Adonai Hamariv Aravim.
Beautiful, beautiful. And friends, if we turn to page 20, we have the evening version of Ahava Rabbah, which is Ahavat Olam. And this prayer speaks about this like child-parent relationship with God. This idea that there is an everlasting love, that your parents love you no matter what. At your worst, they still love you. At your best, they still love you. And that we try to seek out that relationship with God, that we recognize that God will be there for us at our worst and be there for us at our best. And so now, Jacob, you're going to lead us in this prayer, Ahavat Olam, page 20.
Ahavat Olam Beit Israel Amacha Ahavta Torah Umitvot Kukim Mishpatim Atana Le'mata Al Kain Onai Eloheinu B'shoch Benu Uvkumenu Nasek Peku Kecha Yismach B'divrei Torah Mitotecha Le'olam Va'ed Kihem Chiyei V'orech Himenu Uvheim Neke Yomam V'layla V'chavtcha Al Tasir Mimenu Le'olamim Baruch Adonai Eloheinu Israel.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So friends, we're still standing and that is to be able to feel grounded in our Judaism or in who we are as a person, so that we can stand tall and proud and declare God's oneness, Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Please be seated. On page 22, we have words of Ve'ahavta. And Jacob, because last night was Southern Soul Shabbat, we didn't do our traditional Ve'ahavta, which means you didn't lead us in Ve'ahavta on Friday night, which means we didn't have a chance to say to you that last night was the last time that you were really leading us as a child of the congregation in a prayer. But at the same time, we're kind of still in that liminal space I was talking about, okay? So, but the important part of that is that in Ve'ahavta, it says that we're supposed to teach these things to our children. And so, Jacob, you move after your bar mitzvah from being the child who is being taught. Now, you still have some stuff to learn, right? Okay. But more officially, you get to step into that role of being the teacher. And so this prayer, which is in that mezuzah that we talked about before services, okay, this prayer, every time you see one of those, this is in here. This is your reminder that you are a teacher in our community. So if you would, we're going to chant this all together as Jacob leads us in Ve'ahavta, page 22.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היה על לבבך, ושינתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך ביתך ובלך בדרך ושוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם ליד על ידיך, והיו לטוטפה בין עיניך, ותותם על מזל ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים אלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתיכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני
Adonai Elohechem, Emet. On page 23, as we prepare for Micha Mocha, if Ava and Dylan Walensky and Olivia Levine would, I hope she feels better. Ava and Dylan, are they here? Okay, well, you guys come on up. Oh, there you are. And they're going to stay right at that microphone. Perfect, it's right there for you. And they're going to lead us in this responsive prayer. You were in the courage with which we overcame 40 years of desert wandering. You are in the love that creates, protects, forgives. We praise you, Adonai, Redeemer of Israel. Our evening Michamocha can be found on page 25.
Yai lai 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 la 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 yai lai lai la 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 yai lai la la yai lai yai lai lai yai lai 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 ya la 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 mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh Nora tehilo tosef eleh Nora tehilo tosef eleh Malchutecha ra'u v'necha Bokei hayom lifnei Moshe Ze'elianu ve'amru Ze'elianu ve'amru Adonai imlo le'olam va'ed Adonai imlo le'olam va'ed Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai Mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh Nora tehilo osef eleh Nora tehilo osef eleh
Page 26, we turn to our Amidah, our central standing prayer, connecting us to generations past, generations yet to be. Please rise. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agita hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avoteinu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim v'Konei HaKol, V'Zocher Hasdei Avod v'Imahot, U'Mevi Gula Livnei B'neihem, L'ma'an Shmo v'Ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshiach u'Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Abraham ve'Ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh hakol atah Rab le'Hoshia, Morid hatav, Mechakel chaim bechesed, Mechayeh hakol berachamim rabim, Somech nofrim v'rofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato, Lishenei afar, Michamocha ba'al gevurot, Umido melach, Melech memit umechayem, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah l'hachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. If Brian Spiegelman would come on forward to our microphone to lead us in this prayer, many are the ways of holiness. Page 28. There is holiness when we strive to be true to the best we know. There is holiness when we strive for harmony in all of our relationships. There is holiness when people seek justice and struggle for righteousness.
There is holiness when people create lasting poetry or song or philosophy.
There is holiness when we forget what divides us and remember what unites us.
Holy, holy, holy is Adonai the Eternal.
Page 30.
אתה קדוש, המשך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום, יחלו סלע, ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
Beautiful. And on page 31, everyone may be seated unless you are the great aunt and uncle Stephen and Laurie Levine. Levine.
Divine.
Nice and close to the mic.
From of old, the Jewish people have seen Shabbat as a unique gift, a token of his covenant with God.
Shabbat is the most cherished creation of the Jewish spirit. It mirrors the essence of the Jewish soul.
Shabbat has never been merely a day of rest from labor. It has always been a break in the routine of everyday life.
Shabbat is a symbol of liberation and triumph, of the holy over the profane, of spirit over matter.
Shabbat afforded the Jews sacred retreat, a haven of safety, a fountain of new strength, and perpetual renewal.
Shabbat nurtures family life in love and harmony. A home at peace welcomes Shabbat with joy.
Shabbat is part of nature's design, the very purpose of creation. All that was created attained its fulfillment in Shabbat.
Shabbat is our hope, the calm haven where all the weary find rest. With the coming of Shabbat, redemption and peace enter the world. Our prayer for Shabbat, thank you. Yismichu, page 31.
ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי, שומרי, שומרי שבת וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי, שומרי, שומרי שבת וקורא עונג שבת. מקדשי שבי שבת, כולם ישבעו ויתענגו מטוב וחשבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי, שומרי, שומרי שבת וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי, שומרי, שומרי שבת וקורא עונג שבת. ובשביעי רצית בו וקידשתו שבת, חמדת ימים, אותו קראת השבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי, שומרי, שומרי שבת וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי, שומרי, שומרי שבת וקורא עונג שבת. זכר, זכר למעשה בראשית שבת, זכר למעשה בראשית שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי, שומרי, שומרי שבת וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי, שומרי, שומרי שבת וקורא עונג שבת.
On page 32, if Rabbi Phil and Allison Baisley will come up to our microphone to lead us in this responsive prayer for the gift of peace.
O God, we know there is no greater gift than peace. Help us to find the peace that comes from the love of your Torah.
Inspire us to banish hatred, war, bloodshed, and bigotry. Help us to establish forever one human family, doing your will in love and peace.
Help us to find peace in ourselves and among all people. O
You have given us the power, O God, to bring peace and justice into the world. May we always love peace and pursue it, and love our fellow creatures. Fill us with kindness, wisdom, and love. Then shall we learn to live in peace. Blessed is God, teacher of peace. We take a few moments for silent prayer and meditation, and we'll join back together in just a moment on page 34.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov beinecha levaret et Amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. 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 Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
If we'll turn to page 36, then proud parents, Karen and Seth, it's time to make your way up to to the bima. She's got this. He went under there and grabbed that for you.
That's awesome.
Go a
All
little
right,
closer. Go a
ready?
little closer. Not that close.
May you
Ready?
live to see
Your world fulfilled. May your destiny be for the worlds to come. And may you trust in generations past and yet to be. May your heart be filled with the intuition and the words be filled with insight. May songs of praise be upon your tongue, and your vision be a straight path forward.
May your
Eyes shine in the light of the holy words, and your face reflect the brightness of the heavens. May your lips ever speak wisdom, and your fulfillment be in righteousness. A Jewish home opens its heart, and it links to generations is proclaimed. Today, nearly grown, you are called to read from the Torah, and are welcomed into the congregation. May this moment be blessed. Nice work.
Nailed it. All right, hugs, hugs. Stay up here. Whoop. Perfect. You guys stay close by because you're going to head up to the Ark in just a second. Here comes all of our moving parts as we begin our Torah service, which will be on page 38. And so if Soleil Ronan and Matthew Spiegelman, if you guys could come on up to our Ark and stand by it, but don't open it yet. If more cousins, you have a lot of cousins, Damon and Mary Lou Spiegelman, if you could come up and you'll stand by Dr. Gummer over here because you will help us undress the Torah in a little bit. And then proud grandparents, Lee and Howard Levine and Lori Pelletier, if you could come on up as well for our chain of tradition. If the congregation will, please rise.
Ki mitzion te Torah, ki mitzion te Torah, udvar Adonai mirushalayim. Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah, Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah, Le'amo Yisrael B'kedushato.
All right, friends. So Jacob, look up. You see all these people? Too much. These are all we do have the lights. These are all the people who love and support you. Give them a wave. Everybody else wave back. Exactly. So you will wrap them in Torah when you walk around, but really it is you who is being wrapped in Torah, the metaphor. Love from people who really care about you. And one of the things we're about to do also is I want you to look over Mom and Dad's shoulder. Okay. You see some proud grandparents? Yeah, look over their shoulder. You see some proud great-grandparents. You know what I mean? Great. All the people who had to exist so that you could be here today. That is the power of Torah. That is why we stand up here and do this, so that we pass it down generation to generation so that you can carry on our tradition. So grandparents are going to give it a little hug and a kiss here. Perfect. And Mom and Dad, you're going to take it and pass it to the next generation. Okay, and then right here, hold it like a baseball bat. And it's even easier if you hold down here. Got it? You feel good? All right, that means we're ready. Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo, Gadlu Adonai iti umromama Shemo Yaktav. Lecha Adonai hagedula v'hagevura v'hatiferet v'hanetza v'chachon ki kol v'shamayim uvaret ki kol v'shamayim uvaret Lecha Adonai hamlecha v'hamit na'aseh lechol v'rosh Shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, ha'olam omer, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, ha'olam omer. Al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al milut chasadim. 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 על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים.
And as the ark is closed, please be seated. All right, friends. So if you are to reach underneath your seat once more, if you would like to follow along in our Torah service, there are 2 blue books. The one that says the Torah, that's the one you want. If it says anything else, you've grabbed the wrong blue book. They were not very creative in their color choices, but you want the one that says the Torah. And if you are following along in the Torah, we are going to be on page 1456. That's 1456, because Jacob is chanting from Parashat Shoftim. And he will be chanting from chapter 16, verses 22 through 17, verse 7. Now, if you still have your black book on hand, the blessing for before the reading of the Torah can be found on page 40. Miss Joanne, where did our reading blessing board go?
Oh, it's under here. Sorry.
Perfect. All right, so for our first aliyah, sorry I sent you down a little early because you get to come back up. So if Lee and Howard Levine and Lori Pelletier and Aileen Spiegelman, if you will all come forward. Ya'amdu, Leah bat Tzvi Hirsch ve'Ruth, Chaim ben Abraham v'Sara, Leah Sulki bat Shimon ve'Uri, Chin Kerasha bat Shimon ve'Uri is la'aliyah. Come on up, nice and close and around. I have a big one over here. I have 2 microphones for you to share.
All right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Baruch Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Amvarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai
Le'olam
Eloheinu.
va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai
Eloheinu melech olam. Asher bachar banu mikol hamim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Perfect. And if you'll come gather around so you can watch Jacob. Nice and close. One hand right here for us. Good.
Thank you.
Jacob, when you're ready.
Fellow talking lecha motzeva asher sanei onai lecha otisbach laonai lecha short asher onai vo mum kol devara ki to avad onai lecha hu.
Perfect. Put it down right there on key. Yep, exactly. All right, and then our blessing for after.
Eloheinu melech olam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chei olam nata b'tochenu, baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen.
Beautiful. Thank you. You guys will stay up here. You'll stand on the other side of Miss Joanne. And for our second aliyah, proud aunt and uncle, let's see, we have Gregory and Megan Levine, Daniel and Sarah Levine. Ooh, what's buzzing? I don't know. We'll fix that. And Joshua and Jennifer Pacheco. If you guys will all come on up. Ya'amdu, Yoshua, Ruth, Bat Chaim Veleah, Yitzhak ben Chaim Veleah, Ari ben Chaim Veleah, Bat Chaim Veleahs, La'aliyah. All right, but come a little closer.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamavarach.
Baruch Adonai Amvarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamavarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Beautiful. And then come a little closer. Somebody hold our Torah scroll for Jacob.
Kimza vekir bechad bacha sherecha asher onai lecha noten la ish o isha asher yaseh et hara Bine Anailecha, the word burrito. Va'ele. Va'avel Elohim Achirim. Lahem. Vishtachu Lahem. Vishmesh Elayareach. Oh, the Chosva Ashman Shelo TVT.
Perfect. Very exact. That one's on. In the bottom.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai, noten ha-Torah.
Amen. Thank you, guys. Fist bumps or hugs and whatnot, and they'll be seated. And for our third Aliyah, proud parents, Karen and Seth, come on up. Ya'amdu Zakaran Shel Ben Leah Suki Bracha Bar Chaim V'Leah La'Aliyah. There's that Chaim V'Leah again. Boop. Come on in. Since you've got a tallit, let's do a little touch of the Torah here. Kiss. And when you guys are ready, bless.
Baruch Hu Adonai Hamavarach.
Baruch Adonai V'Rach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamavarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten ha-Torah.
Amen. Perfect. Nice and close. Nice and close. This is really cool.
Vehugalecha. Shimshta Zava. Verasha Hete. Ve Emet Nachon Haravar. Neesta. Hadheva Haza. Be'Israel. Laman. Vehotzeta. Haish. Hahu. Oh. Haish. Hahu. Asu. Havar. Hara. Haze al Sherecha. Haish. O Elisha. Uskaltan. Babanim Vametu.
There it is. Beautiful.
Now I know the rest of my heart.
There you go.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha-Torah.
Amen. Beautiful. All right, you guys will go to his other side. You all may be seated. He's like powering through. He's in the zone. He's in the zone. So what I haven't said yet, what I didn't preface with, was what Jacob has done and is doing is he has spent a long time studying his Torah reading. It's not every student that I can tell just how well they know their Torah reading. But the Torah, it has itself, we studied, Miss Joanne can hold up really pretty pictures, with colors and vowels and all like that. But once you get into the Torah, those pretty colors and all the extra vowels, they go away. You have to have really studied it to really know what you're doing. And his portion in particular, the lines feel very close together. And so it's very tricky what he's doing, and the lights and everything. And so he has led us so far beautifully in this Torah reading. And now, Jacob, the reason we have you sit down, not just to make sure that you bend your knees a little bit at some point here, is because now is when you're being formally called up for an aliyah. Not yet. I know I said the word now. Liminal space. We're sitting in it. So what it means to be called up for something, it doesn't make sense to do if you're already standing up here next to me. And so having an aliyah, making aliyah, we may have heard that as a reference to going to Israel, moving to Israel, but it's also something that we do spiritually in our soul, Jacob, that you have an aliyah nefesh, something in your soul is raised up when you come up to the Torah. And so now you can come up. Ya'amad Shimon Levi ben Zachran Bracha la'aliyah. So first what I want you to do though is take your talit. Yep, little touch, little kiss. And then we'll do the handheld, and you're gonna start right up here.
Baruch Adonai V'rach.
Baruch Adonai Amvarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai V'rach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Adonai Elohim Echad Asher Bahar Banu Mikol Hami V'natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. Now don't start till you really find your spot.
Al Pi Shenaim Edim O Shoshaidim Imahami Lo Imar Al Pi Erechad Yar Hadim Tihevo Berishna Lahami Tov Veyad Kahan Bacharana Uvadir Hara Mekir Becha.
All right, Yasher Koach, Yasher Koach. Okay, so our blessing for after, Jacob.
Baruch Adonai Elohim Echad Asher Natan Lan Torah Emet V'chaye Olam Nata Betocheinu Baruch Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. Well done, Jacob. Okay, so my friends, with our sacred Torah in our midst, what we are going to do now is, Jacob, with your parents surrounding you on either side, we are going to offer you a special blessing. So this is a blessing for your spiritual growth. Friends, I'm on page 41. Mishaberach Avotenu v'Imotenu, Avraham, Yitzhak v'Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel v'Leah, Hu Yivarech et Shimon Levi, ben Zucher Anshel v'Bracha. Shehigia l'mitzvot v'ala laTorah, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Yishmerehu v'Chayehu, v'chonen et libo, lihyot shalem im Adonai Elohav, lagot b'torato, lalechet b'drachav, v'lishmor mitzvotav, v'yimtza chen v'seichel tov, be'enei Elohim v'Adam, v'nomar, Amen. Which means, may God, who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, bless the Jacob of our generation, the Jacob who stands before us, who has come for an aliyah upon the age of mitzvot. May the Holy One bless you and guard you and sustain you, helping you to be wholehearted in your faith, studying God's Torah, walking in God's ways, and fulfilling God's mitzvot. May you find favor before God and all people. And together we say, Amen. Beautiful. So friends, we're going to turn to page 42. If Tracy Walensky and Chad and Julia Levine, if you could come on up for the addressing of our Torah. We are on page 42. Please rise. Okay, I'll send you guys back down. Oh, sorry. Perfect. Why don't you take this? Why don't you take this? Perfect. Thank you, Jacob. All right. Now's when you get out of the way, though. Okay. Thank you. Go ahead.
וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה. Yai lai 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 ya lai 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 ya lai 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 la lai la 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 lai ya lai 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 ya lai 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 ya lai 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 la.
Want a sip of water?
Yeah.
All right, I'll stay with you. Just take make sure the mic is good. Nice and slow.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Oh, I don't think you want to stand up the whole time. Have a seat. My bad. That's my bad.
Shabbat Shalom. My Torah portion is show 15 from the book of Deuteronomy. In my Torah portion, there's a very famous quote by Moses that says, "Justice, justice shall ye pursue." The quote means we should try to be fair. According to the Torah, there are 5 themes that go into making a fair society. The 5 themes are praying to one God, appointing kings who can be fair, building cities of refuge for people who commit crimes by mistake, and creating an honest and just legal system. The 5th lesson I connect to most is about the rules of warfare. One of the main rules described in the Torah is that you cannot cut down fruit-bearing trees during times of war. This rule was important in Torah times because it showed that God didn't want the Israelites to destroy resources that could sustain life, which is what fruit trees can do. I felt a connection to this theme because when I was younger, I really enjoyed the movie and book The Lorax. The themes in both my Torah portion and the Lorax are similar because they both are related to protecting trees and resources. Even though my Torah portion focuses on knocking down fruit-bearing trees, like all trees should be protected. This is as important in today's world as it was in the past because we need to protect our natural resources. Global issues such as deforestation and climate change are problems that impact everybody. To help with this, we all can try to make little choices that add up to a bigger impact in protecting the environment. Something as simple as asking for e-receipts when you go shopping or eat out at restaurants. E-receipts will help us use less paper, so not as many trees will need to be chopped down. This is all connected to my Torah portion, since God gave the Israelites a rule about protecting trees to ensure that the new land will still survive during times of war and beyond. We need to preserve our natural resources so don't kill the future of our planet. I hope you join me in being more mindful about our environmental impact and the choices we make. Another important part about Judaism is Tikkun Olam. Tikkun Olam means repairing the world. This is important theme since we want to make choices that will leave the world better than how we find it today. My mitzvah project is related to Tikkun Olam because I'm focusing on giving back to the community. I have been volunteering with an organization called Second Helpings. They're focused on rescuing surplus food and distributing it to those in need. It has been really cool to see the impact of helping provide food to people in the community. Becoming a bar mitzvah means I'm taking my Jewish religion and sense of the Jewish community more seriously. This means that I'll take more of a part in Jewish holidays. For example, during Passover, I used to eat food that had yeast in it. Supposed to. Now that I'm an adult, I'll avoid foods that have risen. By following dietary laws more closely during the holidays, it'll be more meaningful to me because normally I have more food choices, don't have to be as mindful about what I eat. Being an adult in the Jewish community also means I have a responsibility to help teach others about Jewish values. To help do this, I plan to continue attending Sunday school, helping with the little kids. This way I can teach them my favorite parts of Judaism. A connection to Israel is another important part of what it means to be Jewish. The Jewish people deserve a safe home, and that's what Israel tries to provide. I hope to travel to Israel one day. There are many other values that are important parts of being Jewish. For example, a value that is important to my family and I is Mil Shana, which means getting the minimum amount of sleep. I picked this value at first because I thought it meant not getting a lot of sleep, and if you really know me, that I wake up very early. However, it really means that a person shouldn't be slothful. The word lazybones is even used in the description of this value. A minimum of sleep is suggested to prevent poverty by going to work or having the energy to study Torah. This value is important to my life because I have a big job called school. For the past 6 months, my other job has been studying to become my bar mitzvah. I'll work hard to be successful at my job of school and studies by not being slothful. Now, I wouldn't have been able to do all this without help from a lot of people. I'd like to thank Miss Joanne for all the help he gave to me so that I could learn my prayers and all the others for my bar mitzvah. You made such an easy process that I finished my daily homework so fast. It was so fast that my mom didn't believe it actually did my homework and would get annoyed with me. This happened too many times. Rabbi Rachel, thank you for helping me with my Devar Torah. I enjoyed having you as my Sunday school teacher this year. I'm glad that you could be the one to help lead my service. Most importantly, I'd like to thank my parents. Mom, you have helped me so much with all my preparations for my bar mitzvah. Because it's my special day, I get to love you most. Dad, thank you for helping me understand my Torah portion and guiding me with this Devar Torah. I love you no matter how many bad dad jokes you make. Finally, I'd like to thank Hazel for being my cute dog. And then finally, thank you to the rest of my family and friends who are celebrating this huge milestone with me. Now I party. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
So friends, we have clearly just heard from a new young man of the congregation. I really enjoy this pile of paper you made. It is a sign of a speech well given, sir. Very good, friends. All right, so at this time, we need to return our Torah to the Ark. But before we do that, we have a few more prayers to do. And so if everyone would, please turn in your prayer books to page 44 for our blessing for America. You might want to grab your binder. Perfect, right there. Yep. And we join together. O God, we invoke your blessing upon our country, the United States of America, as we strive to be a beacon of light in a darkening world. Sustain us during times of uncertainty, guard us from calamity and injury, give us the courage to confront evil, enlighten us with your wisdom, to sustain with your power those whom the people have granted authority, the President, their advisors, and all who are entrusted with our safety. May peace and goodwill, courage, understanding, and hope prevail among all the inhabitants of our land. May goodness spread its blessing among us and exalt our nation in righteousness. And together we say, Amen. And friends, our prayer for Israel, page 45.
Avinu Shebashamayim, Tzur Yisrael v'go'alo, B'harech et Medinat Yisrael, Reshit Tzmichat Ge'ulatenu.
We join together in the middle of the page with the English. O Heavenly One, Protector and Redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love. Spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. Amen.
Amen.
And friends, at this point, it is indeed time to return our Torah to the Ark. And so if Aiden, Micah, and Adeline, they get it? Mm-hmm. Yes. Pacheco, if you guys will come up, as well as Eleanor and Lillian Levine. Come on forward and head to the Ark, but don't open it yet. Just stand at either side. If the congregation will please rise, we're on page 45. Guys, everybody up. Here, you two move to the other side. Go. This way. All the little ones, all right. Do you guys want to open the Ark for us? We can't put the Torah back till you do. All right, so turn around. Open the Torah. Yeah, perfect.
Etzayim chi v'mahazikim ba v'tomchecha me'usha darechecha darchei noam v'chol mitzivotecha shalom hashivenu Adonai chavelecha Chadesh, Chadesh Yameinu, Chadesh Yameinu Kekedem.
You may be seated. Thank you. All right, Jacob, come on up here. Right there. Boop. So I can say a few words to you. So first, I want to start by, you've had a very pristine and strong look this whole service. And I know it's part, let's get through it, and it's part, you've taken this process so seriously. And the look that you've given us today is the look of somebody who is taking this seriously and really wants to bring that spirituality and bring that accuracy and deliver your remarks in a way that honors you, honors all that you've done, and honors your tradition, and honors everybody here who has turned to you to be our leader today. So kol hakavod on all of that. Now, the other piece I want to speak to, Jacob, is this young man that I have gotten to watch grow up in recent years. I seem to catch some really special moments. It's a reminder, Jacob, that somebody's always watching, even when you think they're not, okay? Somebody's always looking these days. And it hit me again last night. I was sitting, where Rabbi Phil's sitting, actually, and I caught you, not caught, you'll see what I mean here, I could see you out the little window there, and I think you were helping what was probably a younger cousin get his kippah on his head. And it was this really sweet moment. I don't think anybody else was out there to witness it, but it was this very sweet moment when he came to you. You were the one that he wanted to help, and you made sure that the kippah was snapped properly on his head. Did you figure out who I'm talking about? Okay, great. Now refocus with me. So it's those little moments, Jacob, when you think nobody's watching but they see it. That's something that's really special about you, that it didn't matter whether or not somebody was watching, that you were going to do what was the nice thing to do, that you really have this special place in your heart and soul for little kids, I've noticed, and that you really enjoy being around them and being the older kid, now young man, who can be that mentor. And that's something really special that we need in our community of all people, but especially of young men, to be that proud role model who's doing his best to make good choices, who's doing his best to do the right thing in the moment. And I've time and time again watched you, sometimes struggle, but mostly make those really good choices. And when you don't, it's a learning moment. And you take what you learn and you do better the next time. And it has been wonderful to watch you on this journey of becoming a young man, being that gentle soul who can clip the kippah on the head of another, but who can also just be that friend, stick up for what's right, speaking to the justice of your Torah portion, understanding in yourself a sense of justice for right and wrong, and bringing that for us in the world. And so, Rabbi Phil, if you'll join me up here, we now have this special opportunity to bring up the very rabbi who did your baby naming. So, as a fellow rabbi, it's a really cool moment when you get to be a part of the bar mitzvah of the same child that you named and brought into the world. And so, we're going to together offer you our priestly benediction. If everybody will please rise. And here, Jacob, if you're okay with it, we'll put a hand on your shoulder. Yeah. Oh, you need a microphone. Otherwise, nobody's going to hear you. Boop.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
It's so hard. 13 years ago, all I've been thinking is that I held you from my elbow to my fingertips and blessed you and gave you a Hebrew name that was used today to call you to the Torah. And it's just remarkable to see you. And when I blessed you and gave you that name, in that traditional prayer, I asked God that you have a life filled with Torah, of studying Torah, which you showed us today, of Ma'asim Tovim, acts of love and kindness, good acts to the world, and chuppah, that someday you'll make it to the wedding canopy. So far, you've done 2 out of 3. You're a little young for the third one. I'm greatly honored that I was asked to be here to do this with you, and maybe when you hit that third one, you'll ask me back again. Okay?
Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
Yair Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka.
May God's light shine upon you and shine through you to others and be gracious to you.
Yis Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
Jacob, in all that you do, and all the places in this world you will travel, to all the lives that you touch, may you and your family only be blessed with the greatest gift that God can give us, the gift of peace. Can you hear Atzon?
Can you hear it? So may it be God's will. Together we say, Amen. Thank you. All right, please be seated unless you are proud mom and dad. Thank you. You're gonna make the joke twice, Jacob?
It's my turn.
Hey, moms.
No, just me. We good?
Yes.
All right, let's do it. All right. I know you were worried that I was going to wing it and not write anything down. But I got it right here. And I was told that I had to keep this under 2 minutes. So here we go. As it's already been said here today, you've worked really, really hard to do this. And you should be feel very accomplished for what you've done, being able to do this in front of all your friends and family. We're proud of you today, but the truth is we're proud of you every day. So, because I was told to do this under 2 minutes, and before I start telling jokes, and not just fall off your head, we love you. And Mazel Tov. Now you can have a party.
Okay.
All right.
It's perfect. What a nice metaphor you've just done there for me. Thank you. All right, friends. So we're going to begin to conclude our service. No, you're going to go to the Ark. So, friends, if we turn to page 46, we'll rise for Aleinu the Shabbat. You guys can open the Ark.
Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, lateit gedula liotzer reshit, shelo asanu k'goyei haratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot hadama, shelo sam helkeinu kachem, v'gor aleinu k'cho hamona, v'anachnu korim, umishtachavim umodim, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר לך יא אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו echad.
You may be seated. So, right here. Yep. So we will conclude our service as we do each of them all the way forward, right here. It's okay, we're not so strict over here. So friends, we conclude our service as we do each in memory. And when there is a simcha, a celebration, we bring into mind those loved ones who may have died in recent days or in seasons past, who we miss on this day, and yet we imagine them being in this space at their best, smiling and being present with us. And so I know the family is especially thinking today of Doris and Leonard Levine, Harold and Ruth Strasberg, Sydney and Adele Spiegelman. That's it, yes, that's our list. And so, friends, if you are in a period of mourning, the first 30 days in the loss of a loved one, I invite you to rise so that our community can recognize you. If you're in the first year, Yud Bet, mourning the loss of a loved one, we invite you to rise so that we may recognize you. If on this Shabbat you're commemorating a yahrzeit, a death anniversary of a loved one, we invite you to rise so we may recognize you. Thank you. And if it is your custom to rise for Mourner's Kaddish, as it is here at Temple Emanu-El, we invite you to rise at this time. The words of Kaddish Tome can be found on page 48. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayachon uvyomechon u'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, b'agala u'bizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudashah b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'miran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu be'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael.
All right, friends, if you are still seated, we'll invite you to rise at this time. Family, if you'll come right over there, I'm going to roll the cart towards you. As we conclude this bar mitzvah, we do so with our separation ceremony of welcoming the new week and concluding Shabbat with Havdalah. You are not playing with fire, sir.
Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 ya la la, ya la 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 la, la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen borei peri hagafen la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la Baruch la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la la, ya la 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 la, la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei morei ha'esh borei morei ha'esh yai lai la 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 yai lai la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamavdil ben kodesh lechol hamavdil ben kodesh lechol yai la 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 yai la 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 ya la 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 yai la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 Eliyahu hanavi Eliyahu hatishbi Eliyahu 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 hagiladi vimhera v'yameinu yavo eleinu im Mashiach ben David im Mashiach ben David Eliyahu hanavi Eliyahu hatishbi Eliyahu 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 hagiladi Simin tovu, mazel tovu, mazel tovu, simin tovu, simin tovu, mazel tovu, mazel tovu, simin tovu, simin tovu, mazel tovu, mazel tovu, simin tovu, yehelanu, 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 ulechol Yisrael, yehelanu, yehelanu, ulechol Yisrael. Simin tovu, mazel tovu, mazel tovu, simin tovu, simin tovu, mazel tovu, mazel tovu, simin tovu, simin tovu, mazel tovu, mazel tovu, simin tovu, yehelanu.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
Shavua tov, everyone.
Shavua tov.
He's like, get me out of this. That concludes our service. Thank you, everyone.